Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mind Your Money. My name is Tasha. If you are here for the first time, we are documenting our journey to financial freedom while we build generational wealth. And the reason why we're doing that is because we want to teach everyone to mind their money and manage it well. So, yeah, that is the reason why we're here. And we make a modest income. We use less of our income to budget with because we are practicing to live beneath our means since we are on the road to millionaire status, and that is our declaration. So hopefully we will inspire you wherever you are in your journey to manage your money well, so you can see that it can actually be utilized as a tool to reach your potential, and not just your potential, but your purpose in life. So that is why we are here. We became debt free on August 21st, 2021, and I'm super excited to be able to share another week of expense tracking. Why? Because expense tracking is a very important part of budgeting. It's so important to know where your money has come from, where it's gone, what you did with it, checking to see what your habits are like, because tracking your expenses is really checking to see where your heart was, where your mind was when you bought certain things or paid for certain services. And also practical tips on how to manage using a credit card. I know a lot of people don't use credit cards. If you're following Dave Ramsey's baby step method, for becoming financially free and becoming debt free. We use credit cards because we can use them responsibly. There was a time when I could not, and I did not, and I paid a lot of interest and fees because of it, but now we are managing it well. So every single week I share a video on how we're tracking our expenses, because I think people need to see real life budget video, and every budget video is not the same because there are different aspects to it. Expense tracking is a very important part of it, and I've learned this just based on my experience. So what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to use this budget by paycheck workbook. I have the expense tracker here. I'm actually creating some of my own that will be coming out soon, but for now I am using the budget by paycheck workbook, and I'm going to track our expenses, and we have quite a few in this last week. So it is going to be a bit of a more lengthy video, and I know that some people like that, and some people prefer not that, but this is YouTube and this is our channel. So we're going to do what works best for us and what feels more comfortable, but there will be timestamps, okay, below, because we want to make sure people can watch whatever part is more inspiring or entertaining for them. And hopefully you get something of value from this video. All right. Then after we figure out all the transactions and we write them down, I need to figure out from which accounts, that means which funds, our sinking funds, which are our short-term savings, that some of the charges are going to come from. Then what charges are unbudgeted or miscellaneous, and they're going to come from a savings account or one of our account buffers. And when I do that, because I'm going to be making multiple payments today because the payments are coming from different accounts, I want to ensure that I do it correctly. So I'm going to walk through that carefully. And then I'm going to see how much cash rewards we received based on the charges we made. Now, this is because I like to see how much we're actually earning and start thinking about where I can put that money, because we have two financial goals towards the end of this year. The first one is to reach $10,000, a $10,000 balance in our emergency fund. The second is to reach $1,000 in our Robinhood portfolio. And I think we're really going to reach that second goal early, but that's why I look at the cash rewards, because I want to make sure we are going to reach that. We're going to be able to use that money that we've earned just by making purchases that we would have anyway to put towards another financial goal. So that is how I'm going to end the video. I also have some updates on our credit. Now, we haven't been sharing our credit score, or we're not even actively checking our credit report, to be honest with you, because we have paid off a lot of debt. It has caused, because I paid off all the student loans that I had, it caused my score to go down. But then because I got credit limit increases, it caused our score to go up. So there have been some fluctuations. I'm going to share a little bit more about that towards the end of this video. Again, there are timestamps down below. If you'd like to fast forward or skip to a certain part, it's absolutely fine. I'm just sharing what I actually do to manage and our money here. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to get into the video now, and be sure to give it a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit the notification bell so you know when to come back around. And please don't forget to comment down below what you think of the video, or any other tips you think would be helpful to the people watching who don't always comment, because we are building a community of support here, so you can feel like you're in a safe place to say what you want to say, as long as it's respectful, and then we can all grow together. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, so our current balance is $694.98. Woo! But that is still way below our credit utilization, because we got the increase. So I have a $4,500 credit limit, and if I divide that, no, sorry, if I multiply that by 30%, $1,350 is actually our maximum, our credit ceiling, I would say. That's how much we should. So we are way below that, which I'm grateful for. And I did have to make some, there are some business expenses here. So we have to, look at that as well. We pay up front for those business expenses, and it's fine, because that's what happens. We have one pending charge you can see here that is $20.96. Last payment we made was on September 26th for $138.95. So our first charge after our last update is on September 27th for $123.38. That was groceries. Okay. So what I do is I write that down. The account that this is coming from is going to be, I'm going to put buffer and buffer number 1, because I know where that's coming from. Okay, because we were way over in groceries, so we're using some of our buffer money. And this is what I'm talking about. Going through your expenses lets you know what was happening, what went on, what do I need to change, what could I have done better, because you don't want your money going out the window. Now, we created some buffers, or cushion, like I like to call it. I think buffer just came out naturally, so it's fine, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it a reserves. I call it a cushion. Some people call it a buffer. It's just what it is. It's a set amount of money left over in your checking account to be there in case you overspend, or a little emergency comes up that doesn't require you to use your emergency fund, but you know that you went over and you need some money, or an unexpected gift. You want to give something to somebody. That cushion in your account is what helps with that. So this is from Stop and Shop, which is a local grocery store. And the amount that I purchased for this grocery run, $123.38. So of course, because our balance was 0 at the end of last week, this first charge is going to bring us to $123.38, as you can see here. Then we move up, we went out. So we ate out. And the charge posted on the 26th. Now this also is coming from buffer, and this was for Shake Shack. Now we did start an eating out cash envelope. Of course, it's physical cash, so we're supposed to use that when we go out, but we didn't have it established because I didn't fully, put enough money in there for that, but we still had fun, and it's okay to have fun. That's the point. So this was dining out or eating out, and it was for $21.84. And when we add that to our $123.38, we come to $145.22. All right, the next one is Panda Express. Panda Express, we also ate there, and that is $27. This is coming from buffer number 2, $24.61, which brings our balance to $169.83. Next is Amazon, and this was for some furniture. So this is also coming from, Savings One, which I know what that is. Okay, and that was from Amazon. And the purchase was for some furniture. It was $108.01. And when we add that, we get $302.45. Okay, on September 28th, there was a purchase at Target, and that was $41.20. That's going to come from Savings One also, and that was for, what was that for? Oh, that was for pull-ups. Pull-ups are that expensive, especially like the bigger the size, the more expensive. Kids are expensive, y'all. So pull-ups for training pants, as they're called, $41.20. And then I'll add that quickly. You get to $343.65. And I do remember that I did get like 48 cents back from Target Circle when I used that. And then also I went through Rakuten. So Rakuten also gave me 1% cash back on that purchase, which makes me feel a little bit better. So at least I know I'm building up that Rakuten check so it can get bigger and bigger before it comes somewhere around November. I want it to grow. So this is one way I try to save money as well. So we're getting cash back through Rakuten because we went through their website. I had saved on Target Circle, right, about 48 cents. On that purchase, plus I'm getting cash back from the credit card. This is how I'm trying my best to earn cash back on purchases we need to make anyway. Other services, this is a business expense on the 28th from US Postal Service. This is also coming from that savings because it is an upfront business expense for the PO box and some other things, and $226. So a few things we had to do there. So we added to 26. Now we're at $569.65. We're almost done. That was the largest charge because I had to take care of a few things that day. All right. September 1st, fundraising. So a friend of mine, their son is raising money for their school, and I participated in that. That is actually going to come from, is it coming from my spending? I think we're going to bring that from savings, and then I'm just going to pay the savings back. I'll transfer that money over. So this is going to come from Savings One, and this is for the fundraising, $35.16. So $35.16, $604.81 is now our balance. Then I purchased something from Etsy on October 2nd. Oh, that was for Money with Gab, All Savings Challenge. So I'm going to be doing that. That brings us to 606. On October 2nd, Geico hit, and that's coming from our next month's bills account, since we've already put that money aside for October. And that is our car insurance, in case you didn't know. And that was $65.26. And when we add that to our growing balance, we get $672.07. Next is Target. That was also on October 2nd. That is actually not the full amount. So some of the things I purchased shipped. So I do expect I will get hit with another charge for the remaining part of that order. Target was not grocery. I don't know why they put in grocery. So this charge for clothes is actually going to come from the clothing sinking fund. This was clothing for the boys, for the younger boys, just the two small ones, because listen, I had to get masks for them because the masks that we have don't fit them, of course, and they kind of destroyed the last set that they had, and then also socks, because that's important. It's really starting to get cold here. $21.49. And then on October 2nd, I purchased from Premier Naturals. That was $25.73. So those last three charges, Geico is coming from our next month's bills account. The clothes is coming from clothing at Target, and then Premier Naturals that's coming from our savings. So we finally have a balance of $694.68, and that's what we're going to pay today. So I'm taking a small notebook I have here, and I'm just going to use one of these pages to break down, or what I'm going to break down what we're actually going to pay from which account. You'll see some of the imperfections, and you'll hear some of the imperfections in this video, and that's because it's a real life budget, you guys. And we live in close proximity of each other, my family and I, so you will hear those little things in the background. So on October 3rd, we have a few transactions that are coming from buffer number one. I think there's just one actually. So buffer number 1 is going to pay for the grocery shopping on September 27th. And that's because we went over. It would come from our next month's bills. However, we went way over. So we have to bring that from the buffer. Okay. And that was for Stop and Shop. That was the first. Okay. Then the second payment, and I'm hoping we can make all 3 today without any problems, because we're only allowed 3 payments. Okay. So buffer number 2. That is going to include the $21.84 at Shake Shack, then the $24.61 at Panda Express, then the Etsy shop purchase of $2, which is fine. And that's what we have there. So number 3, I am going to, let's see, this is coming mostly from savings. So we have our savings. So savings 1, and that is $41.20, then $226. I hope you were still in frame. What else? It's 226, and then we are the fundraising. So that was $35.16. And then the Premier Naturals purchase of $25.73. And then we have more charges coming from different accounts, right? We have a maximum of 3 payments that we're allowed to make. I'm already at 3, and I still have more charges that need to be taken care of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little asterisk, and that's a note to myself that I'm going to pay the rest of the charges from this savings account, but I'm going to put that money back. So I'm going to pay ourselves back from next month's bills. So next month's bills, the sinking fund, that's going to be the $65.26. I'm going to pay this right now using the savings and then transfer that money back into the savings. I hope that makes sense. Then we have the clothing from Target, that's 21. My pen is running out. That's $21.49. Okay. And I'm going to count to make sure I counted for everything. So we had a total of 1, 2, let's see, go up here. Something just happened. I don't know what just happened though. Okay. So we had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 charges in the past week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm missing 1. So we have the $123.38, $21.84 to $24.61, $108.01. That's coming from savings 1 also. So we're also going to add 108, and was that a penny? Yes. Okay. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 charges, which equals $694.98. I made some mistakes here somewhere when I was adding. I don't know if anybody who was watching caught that, okay? But I made some mistakes here. So we're going to I just whited out that part and I corrected it, and I'll correct the others off camera. My husband is reading or singing nursery rhymes to the boys, to the youngest boys. So you probably can hear that. If you can't, great. Yeah. All right. So these two is equals 65.26 plus 21.49 is $86.75. Okay, so my pen is running out. I'm so sad. I love this tool pen. $86.75 is going to be added to whatever this is. So let's see what we have. 41, shucks. Why can't I do this right? 4120 plus 226 plus 3516 plus 2573 plus 8675 is 414.84. So from savings one, I'm going to write it here. I'm just going to write 1, 2, and 3. 3 meaning the savings one. From this account, we're going to pay $414.84. From the second account, we're going to pay the $21.84 plus the $24.61 plus the $2, which is $48.45. Okay, and then from one, we're just going to pay $123.38. Now, if I add all of these together, $123.38 plus $48.45 plus $414.84, I get a total of $586.67, which is wrong. Did I forget this again? I think I forgot that. 4120 plus 108.01 plus 226 plus 3516 plus 2573 is 436. Oh goodness. 436 and 10 cents plus the 86.75. There we go. 522.85 is what should be coming from the savings one. So we're going to wipe that out. And we're going to write 522.85. This is why we have to, this is how it goes. So 123.38 from the first account, 48.45 from the second account, and then 522.85 from the third account. It gives us $694.68. That's what we want. Okay, so the larger payment is going to be made first, and that's coming from savings one. All right. So now that we have that, let's make our payments. 522.85, that's the first one. Submit. Thanks for your payment. Your payment will be on time. No additional payment required, but of course, we have to make the rest of it. And the available credit has been updated right away. So that's done, right? I love seeing that little green box. 123.38, and we're going to submit that payment. Your available credit typically updates within 1 to 2 days. That's done. Submit the payment. And thanks for your payment. That's done. We took a withdrawal from here. Of course, you know, whenever we make a withdrawal, it's going towards one of our financial goals. Right now, we have $14.48 worth of cash. Stop and Shop, we earned $1.85. With Shake Shack, we earned 33 cents. Panda Express, we earned 37 cents. Amazon, we earned $1.62. Target, looks like the charge for 41.20 earned us 62 cents. USPS, that charge earned us $3.39. The fundraising earned us 53 cents. And that's as far as we've gotten. We don't see any of the cashback rewards for Etsy, for Geico, for the Target, or the Premier Naturals just yet.
Okay, so this is the part of the video or a part of my process where I highlight the transactions based on where they came from. So green is unbudgeted, and of course that means it's coming from our savings or anywhere we can pull the money from because we didn't pre-plan ahead of time. So we have quite a few green highlighted items, and then we have 2 blue highlighted items. Blue means it's coming from a sinking fund. That means we did plan to save ahead of time for those purchases. Then of course I fill in the payments, or I write in the payments, so I can know we are going to end this transaction update with 0 balance on the credit card, even though 0 balance might not be reflective until maybe Tuesday, because I do this every single Sunday, you guys, every Sunday.
Okay, I appreciate you for being here today. I'm so glad that we have a few dollars left in that cash portion of the credit cards of $14. And also we made all of our payments. So now our balance will be at zero on the next closest business day. Might not be Monday, but Tuesday, but that still works for me. So this is how we reconcile our credit card. We had 8 unbudgeted expenses. One of them was a business expense, and then 2 came from sinking funds. So that is good for me because at least I know we did prepare. We made a plan before we made our purchases. So we're not going to make a purchase for something that we know we don't have the money to cover. It's just it came from places that we didn't plan for further ahead of time. So if, for example, on a Monday of a week, you say, you know what, we need to replace this item because something broke in the house or whatnot. We may not have a like household emergency fund or something like that, but we know that we have the money in some savings. We're going to say, okay, we'll make the purchase today and we'll pay it from this certain account. So even though it wasn't coming from a designated account for that specific incident, it is available. So that's how we're doing. We're not just saying, okay, I want to go and take this trip, and you take the trip with no understanding, no plan on how you're going to pay for the trip if you use a credit card. That's not what we're doing here. So I want to make sure that's clear, and hopefully it helped you in some way. Thank you so much again for being here. Let us know in the comments how your first week of October went for expenses. I know it wasn't really a full week because the first started on Friday, but hey, let us know how you're doing so far for October. We started the fourth quarter. Let's start strong. Let's end strong and continue to mind your money, manage it well, and live your lives abundantly. Thank you so much for being here. Bye for now.